Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9. We'll chant from verse number 11 to 15.
अवजानन्ति मां मूढाः मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितम् परं भावमजानन्तः मम भूतमहेश्वरम् मोघाशामोघकर्माणः मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः महात्मानस्तु मां पार्थ दैवीं प्रकृतिमाश्रिताः भजन्त्यनन्यमनसः ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययम् सततं कीर्तयन्तो मां यतन्तश्च दृढव्रताः नमस्यन्तश्च मां भक्त्या नित्ययुक्ता उपासते ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये यजन्तो मामुपासते एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम्
So, last week we concluded with verse number 10. In fact, first topic ends with verse number 10. Now, if you can recall the thought flow from verse number 7 to 10, it's a very, very philosophical portion of Bhagavad Gita. In verse number 7 and 8, Krishna takes full responsibility of creation. Krishna meaning supreme reality. Supreme reality doesn't have a personality, it's a concept, it's all pervading truth, all pervading reality. So, Krishna takes complete responsibility of the world, the creation, verse number 7 and 8. In verse number 9, there is a he takes partial responsibility. And in the 10th verse, he says, I got nothing to do with creation. If you are seeing the world, it is your problem. It's like rope saying, if you are seeing a snake, it's not my problem. Because there is no snake in the rope. So similarly, there is no world which definitely you and I are experiencing at the moment. But from absolute level, there is no world. So the supreme reality is saying that it alone exists. There is no creation, there is no world. It's a projection of your mind. So therefore we say it is a fantastic illusion in which we all are caught up at this moment. It's like a boy is seeing a snake. For him it is real, but it is an illusion. So once he understands the rope, then there is no snake. So similarly, once we apprehend supreme reality, then there is no world. And those who have reached that state, different masters at different periods in the history of humanity, by their own experience, they are telling us it's a figment of your imagination, but it's true. At this moment, we are caught up in this world. So, my mission, your mission, everybody's mission is to come out of this fantastic illusion. So these were the main points in verse number 7, from 7 to 10. So are we okay with the thought flow? Any questions from these four verses? All right. So we'll start with verse number 11.
अवजानन्ति मां मूढाः मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितम् परं भावमजानन्तः मम भूतमहेश्वरम् अवजानन्ति मां मूढाः मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितम् परं भावमजानन्तः मम भूतमहेश्वरम्.
Translation. Mudaha. Mudaha means fools, deluded people. Fools disregard me dwelling in the human form, not knowing my supreme nature, the great Lord of beings, Bhuta Maheshwaram. So, me meaning supreme reality. So, anytime in the scriptures, in any scripture, enlightened master uses the pronoun I or me, it means supreme reality. So, the second topic starts from verse number 11, verse number 11 to 19, and is called the deluded disregard the self, the supreme reality. The wise glorify and seek the self. So that's the title of the topic 2. Now, you learn a lot of basic concepts in this verse. So when he says, fools disregard me dwelling in the human form, see, he is referring to the combination of personality that you and I are. That every human being is a combination of spirit and matter. Spirit meaning divinity or the self. The word which we use in Vedanta is Atman when it comes to individual. When it comes to totality, we use the word Brahman. So all of them are synonyms. But in this context, we can use the word spirit or the God principle. So every human being is a combination of spirit and matter. Matter is body, mind, intellect. So body is made up of gross matter, and mind and intellect is made up of subtle matter. So all the 5 elements, when they are in the pure form, nascent form, it forms our inner personality, which is mind and intellect. But when the same 5 elements, space, air, fire, water, and earth, these are the 5 elements. So when they are in their nascent form, pure form, you get subtle body, which is mind and intellect. But when same 5 elements, they are in a grosser form, then you get physical body. So all of us is a combination of spirit and matter. Now, matter or God principle has no life in it per se. Body, mind, intellect also has no life in it. But what gives life, what gives sentiency to this material equipment, which is body, mind, intellect, is the God principle, is spirit. It's like electricity. Electricity has got no light or activity in it. Gadgets also, they have no activity in it. But when electricity comes in contact with gadgets, there are various types of activities. You get light, you get movement, etc. So therefore he is saying, Bhuta Maheshwaram, great Lord of beings. Because without God principle, no activity is possible. Without electricity, no gadget can function. That is number one. Number two is you have a choice to focus on either of these material component. So therefore he says fools disregard me. That's what we are trying to understand. So when he says foolish people, ignorant people, deluded people, they disregard me, meaning every human being has that capacity. So you can focus your attention either on material equipment, which is body, mind, intellect, or the God principle in you, which is the core of your personality. So every human being has this capacity. Nobody is denied this capacity. You may know it, you may not know it, but you have it, you are born with it. That's what makes us human. So you have that choice. What is that choice? That you can focus your attention either on the self in you, divinity in you, the God principle in you, or on body, mind, and intellect. Now, if you focus on body, mind, intellect, what happens? World will affect body, mind, intellect. There is nothing you can do about it. The world is matter, body, mind, intellect is also matter. So you will be affected by what is happening in the world at all levels of your personality. You go through a roller coaster, as it were. One moment you are happy, next moment you could be mentally disturbed. Physical level, if weather is good, you are happy. Weather is not good, you are not happy. If you are healthy, you are happy. If you are not healthy, you are not happy. Similarly, at the intellectual level, when people they praise you, they subscribe to your views, your ideas and ideologies, you are happy. It pleases you. But when people oppose your ideas and ideologies, however right you may be, it can disturb you. So that's the price you pay when you focus on body, mind, and intellect. You become a materialistic and sensual person, meaning you try to find happiness at body, mind, and intellect level where it is not. So the whole life you are chasing a thing where it does not exist. So that's the price you pay if your focus of attention is on body, mind, and intellect. But if you focus on the Atman, the self, the God principle, the divinity in you, and then you carry on with whatever you're doing in life, you will maintain objectivity in best and worst of times. You will not be affected by the world. You will be peaceful, you will be dynamic, you will be productive, you will become a divine personality. Now, this is not in black and white. To the extent you are established in the thought of the self, to the extent your focus has shifted to the self, to that extent you will be objective, you will not be affected by the world. If you're not, if you don't have any concept of divinity, then it is a life of an animal. You know, everything will bother you. So that's the purpose of sadhana. Sadhana means spiritual practice, study and reflection. It is nothing but to shift our focus from body, mind, intellect to the self in us. And it's not easy, and also it is not difficult. It takes a while. I mean, whole life you are, if you are entrenched in body, mind, intellect, and first time in your life somebody is telling you that, hey, there is a possibility of shifting your focus. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but definitely capacity is there. It depends on how sincere you are, how concerted are your efforts. But surely you will find your focus is shifting from the world to the truth, to the reality, to God, as it were. That's a layman's word we use. Now, Mudha means foolish people, deluded people, ignorant people. They do not understand this underlying imperishable reality, which is the core of our personality. People ask, what is God? Where is God? It is the core of your personality. It is not which you have to seek outside, it is within you. So, such people, deluded people, they are completely caught up in the Vaishyas, meaning body, mind, intellect. They are Vaishyas. Like how clothes, we wear different layers of clothes, they are Vaishyas. So, entire life, you are either a physical person, emotional person, or intellectual person. That's your field of operation if you carefully analyze. If your focus is on body all the time, then that's what you transact, that's what you focus on, that's what is your discussion. I'm fit. It's not that you should not be fit. See, that is why, I mean, either you understand these verses or you don't understand or misunderstand. Of course, the focus is on you. How can you not be physically fit? But is that your focus all the time? This diet, this calorie, that calorie, go to the gym. Yes, we all go to the gym. Even I go to the gym. But for what? For physical fitness, which is means to an end. But if you are completely focused on the body, that's what you transact. The entire discussion is on, you know. Like sometimes, I mean, whenever I go to India, I meet my family. One or two meals I have with them. They're wonderful people. Of course, they care for me. I mean, they'll do whatever if I were to get into trouble tomorrow. I mean, meaning if I were to fall sick, I mean, my siblings only will come and help me. So they are wonderful people. But within half an hour, I mean, I'm done. All the time they are discussing is, this diet, that diet. My sister, she is obsessed with some Ayurvedic diet nowadays since last year. So when I go to her place, that's what I hear, you know. Then they will catch me, you should eat this, you should eat that. What is your cholesterol level? Oh my God, it is 220. What are you doing? If it is 150, oh my God, it has, that's all they are discussing. I'm not saying it is wrong, but that's your focus all the time. So if your focus is on physical body, that's what you transact. That's your field of operation. If your focus is on your mind, your emotion, that's what you are operating all the time. That's what you are transacting. Yes, I want to develop good emotions. I want to do some charity. I mean, all these are great emotions. And you are caught up in that. This is what you need to understand. Similarly, at the intellectual level, your entire focus is on ideas and ideologies. And if you do not understand the purpose of this knowledge, you could get caught up in Vedanta also, study of Bhagavad Gita. Oh, thank God, I'm studying Vedanta now. I'm very consistent. Every week I attend. I'm doing e-learning also. My own friends, my own family members, colleagues, nobody knows. They are ignorant people. I'm so great. Finished. We are completely caught up at the intellectual level. So that becomes your field of operation, and you're quite happy about it. You're quite, complacent. That I'm fit, and you say, "Thank God that I mean, due to you, I'm healthy." God is saying, "Hey, buddy, shift your focus to me. I got best of emotions. I got best of knowledge." So you are stuck, completely stuck at physical, emotional, and intellectual level, and you miss the very purpose of life. So therefore, he's making a very strong statement. Fools disregard me, and ignorant people, you and me. When we have that capacity to shift our focus, so therefore, you need to understand who is a spiritual person, which I already answered. So who is a spiritual person? I'm asking the class.
Whose focus is on a higher level at command all the time.
Mhm.
Doing
Outside this classroom, if I ask who is a spiritual person, we're not criticizing anybody. You will hear different versions. I go to temple every day, so therefore I am spiritual. Nothing wrong in going to temple. Or I wear particular attire, white clothes, therefore I am spiritual person. I wear this tika, this dot. Bigger the tika, bigger the spirituality, whatever it may be. So who is a spiritual person? Which is already answered here.
Whose focus is on the Supreme Reality and conducts his life, with that focus, interacts with the world and uses his BMI.
Any more contributions? See, because people, they genuinely believe, due to ignorance, that being spiritual means different lifestyle. You change your diet, you live in a particular way, particular dress code. So we're not criticizing all these things. It is all symbolic, but per se it means nothing. So that's why all the answers are correct. So he is a spiritual person who understands this choice, that I can focus my attention either on body, mind, intellect, or on the self, the reality in the divinity in me. And if you focus on the self and then you transact the world, then you're a spiritual person. Doesn't matter what you do. You could be at home, you could be in sports, you could be in a profession, you could be in politics. Doesn't matter. So you gain that focus and then you deal with the world. Then you transact with the world. So that's the very definition of spirituality. See, that is why, they show Lord Shiva as a third eye. It's a concept. There is no such personality called as Lord Shiva. I think a highly evolved person. He has a third eye. It's called as Jnana Chakshu. So on the forehead they show it. It's not a fleshy organ. I mean, you understand this choice. Chakshu means wisdom. Jnana Chakshu. You have that eye of wisdom. Meaning you have that wisdom. That you understand that you have that capacity as a human being to focus on the self, on Atman, and then you carry on with your day-to-day obligations. So therefore they use the word Jnana Chakshu. If you don't understand this, you could be in a spiritual field but still far from spiritual. Good many people who take to spirituality or religion, they actually they are not spiritual. They are most mundane people because of ignorance. I think in the past also I have quoted this. So famous philosopher says, nearer the church, farther away from God. Nearer the church, temple, place of worship, farther away from God. Now, don't take it literally. Because any place of worship is a means to an end. So it is supposed to help us to shift our focus, to remind us of our purpose in life. But if you don't understand it, it per se means nothing. And then you may develop that ego. I'm a spiritual person. Why? I mean, 3 times in the week I go to a temple, or few times in the day I pray, or every year I go on a pilgrimage. Per se, it means nothing. So depends on where is your focus, where are your thoughts. So important verse number 11. Verse number 12, please.
मोघाशामोघकर्माणः मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः मोघाशामोघकर्माणः मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः.
Translation: of vain hopes, mogha, of vain actions, of vain knowledge. 3 times he uses that adjective, vain, vain, vain. They verily are possessed of the delusive prakriti, nature of Rakshasa and Asuras, meaning demonic qualities. See, once you are ignorant of the self, the divinity, the direction of your life itself is wrong. Can we have that PowerPoint, Makran? See, that choice you have, verse number 11 explained that to us. What is that choice? That either you can focus on body, mind, intellect, meaning world, or you can focus on the Atman, the self, the divinity. So once your focus of attention is on the world, on body, mind, intellect, the direction itself is wrong. Why direction itself is wrong? Doesn't matter what you are contacting. You may be a good person. We're not saying you should not be a good person, but the direction itself is wrong. Why direction is wrong?
Because I'm focusing on the world.
Which is what?
The delusion.
Mm-hmm.
The snake.
Away
Correct.
from God.
Excellent. Away from God. So you're opposed to self. You're opposed to the direction is opposed to the self, opposed to the supreme reality. So it doesn't matter what you do there, because the direction itself, once the direction itself is wrong, whatever you do has got no meaning. So therefore he says it doesn't make any sense. Vichetasa, senseless. Whatever you do in life is senseless. Because once you take a wrong direction, you try to find peace, happiness, contentment, purpose, fulfillment in objects and beings of the world. Don't worry about a cat. Maybe she is trying to get something. Don't worry. We won't get distracted. So once the direction is wrong, you try to find peace, happiness, contentment, fulfillment, use any word. Where? Everybody is doing it.
In the world,
In the
where
world, but how?
because we're focused on our body, mind, and intellect. So
Whatever.
no matter,
Mhm.
no
Sorry.
matter where our focus is, we are going away from supreme reality.
Perfect.
Chasing desires to fulfill our needs on the body, emotional and intellectual level.
Mhm. Desires for what? Answer is correct.
we are looking at peace, happiness, and that is our final goal. But when we don't do that, we are not getting happiness or peace or contentment.
Mm-hmm.
So it is wasted. So
Mm-hmm.
the focus should be on the higher self, supreme reality, where we can find these.
Mm-hmm. See the word moga, that's what we are trying to understand. Asha meaning hope or hopes. Mogasha, vain hopes, vain desires, vain aspirations. Karma, karmanaha, actions, vain actions. Jnana is knowledge. Mogha jnanaha, vain knowledge. So the word vain, V-A-I-N, it means without real worth. Can we have the PowerPoint? There is an adjective, without real worth, futile, fruitless, unprofitable, unavailing, meaning it doesn't yield anything, thoughtless, opposed to the main purpose of life. So, all your hopes, all your actions, whatever knowledge you are pursuing, it is opposed to the main purpose of life. The entire pursuit is thoughtless. It is not going to yield anything. It's not, it's a futile exercise. So, therefore, that word, that adjective he uses. So, when he says vain hopes, if I get that, I'll be happy. If this happens in my life, I'll be happy. Therefore, he calls it vain hope. And even if whatever happens, which you wish for, if it happens, you're not going to be happy. That's the interesting part. Why? Because the direction itself is wrong. Where there is no happiness, you are trying to find happiness or peace. So, you do not know what you want in life. It's interesting. I mean, some of you have heard this concept before. We often give example of an eligible bachelor boy. Remember that example. He was the most eligible bachelor, well educated, in our language, tall, dark, and handsome. He had everything, wealth, education, but he wanted a partner, he wanted a wife. So he thought, if I get wife, my life will be complete. Good wife, I mean, any wife will not do. Whatever the definition of good wife is, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can have a discussion on that. So he was very devoted. His parents also were very devout. So they said, "Son, why don't you go to God and ask for a girl? I mean, He will fulfill your wish." So he went to God. He went to heavens. It's all symbolic. Don't take it literally. And God sanctioned his wish. Said, "Yeah, yeah, of course, I understand that you need a good wife. So may you get the best wife." So he bowed down to God. And before he was leaving, God asked him, like, "Hey, wait, son, are you sure this is what you want? So having come here all the way, I can grant you anything. Don't be shy. Don't hesitate." And he was a thinker. So he sat there for good 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and said, "No, God, I think, I'm complete otherwise. The only thing which was lacking in my life was a wife. Now, with your grace, I'm going to get wife." So he got the best girl, and they were very happy. And 2, 3 years passed, 4 years passed. They were not getting a child. They tried everything, but they were not getting a child. So parents said, girl also was very devout girl. She said, "Why don't you go to God and tell him to bless us with a child?" So again he goes to God and he says, "God, can you give me a beautiful son or a daughter? God says, yeah, of course, it is granted. And again, God, he asked him, are you sure this is what you want? Because you don't hesitate, I can sanction anything. Again, he thinks for 10, 15 minutes and he says, I don't think anything else is lacking in my life. Only thing which is lacking is
Child.
child. They get a child. And in 6 months, 1 year, they understand that child is born deaf and dumb. Again, parents, again, wife, they says, why don't you go to God again? He will fix all of our problems. So this time he says, no, I will not go. That's the beauty. Why he says, I will not go? Because he says, I do not know what I want. So very funny story, but this is what is happening to all of us. So when that bachelor boy wanted a girl, is that what he wanted? He was absolutely sure this is what I want, but is that what he wanted?
No.
No.
That's what he thought he wanted.
That's what he thought he wanted. So he wanted a girl, understood who will produce a child. Is that what he wanted?
That's what he thought he wanted.
That's what he thought he wanted, but what he wanted? A girl who will
Healthy.
produce a child
It was healthy.
who is healthy, who is normal. Is that what he wanted? See, it is ad infinitum. He was a thinking type. He understood that he doesn't know what he wants in life. But you and I don't understand that. With this knowledge, of course, we should understand. So nobody knows what he or she wants in life. That's the problem. See, therefore, that he uses the word vain hopes. Are you getting it? The whole exercise is futile. Why it is futile? Because none of us know, nobody knows what he or she wants in life. So that craving, that desire is endless. See, it's not that, okay, he gets a girl, good girl, who produces a child is healthy, child is well educated, you are going to be happy. No. There are millions of things which can make you miserable. So that desire, that craving is endless. And you're trying to fix that. If I fix that aspect of my life, I'll be complete. If I fix this aspect of my life, I'll be complete. And you have done that whole life, you have done that. Are you content? Are you fulfilled? Don't answer. I mean, Gita is giving that answer. He says the whole pursuit is moghasha, is a vain hope, is a futile exercise. So you keep entertaining desires, so you crave for worldly objects and beings, not knowing what you actually want in life. That's the problem. And even if you feel what you get what you want, you're not going to be happy, but that's not what you want. You want something else. So it's an endless, unprofitable, futile, senseless pursuit. Therefore, he uses the powerful word vichetasa. It's like a mad pursuit. So it only leads to endless misery. Depends on how powerful is your desire, isn't it? If it goes out of control, I mean, it's a horrible life. Could be anything. And you may be right from your point of view. So the only effect, the only outcome of all these desires, this craving, is it leads to endless sorrow and suffering and mental agitations, nothing else. You can never find fulfillment in anything which is opposed to the self. That's the reason. And we all are trying to find happiness in everything which is fill in the blanks.
The what?
where it's not.
which is opposed to self, which is opposed to God. So therefore he says, vain hopes, vain actions, mogha karmanaha. All your actions are vain. Why all your actions are vain? Because all your actions are desire ridden. Doesn't matter what you do. Right from early age. And any desire ridden action will produce more desires. And all your actions are desire ridden. Analyze. Right from the childhood days. From age of 11, 12, 13, intellect starts functioning, right? Meaning you are capable of thinking. So you want education, yes. Without education, how can you survive? But why you want education? The whole interest is selfish. If I get educated, I will job. If I get better education, I will get better amenities. If I go to Ivy League school in America, my first car minimum will be, I don't know, BMW 3 Series. That's the minimum. That's the reason I want to go to Ivy League school. Nothing wrong in going to the best of school. But the whole thing is desired. Then you want a career, you want a profession. Of course, how can you survive without that? But then why you want a profession? Why you want to start a business? So the entire thing is desired. You want a family. Why you want a family? You want a child. Why you want a child? You want wealth. Why you want wealth? Then you come to religion. Why you come to religion? So the end doesn't matter what you do. All your activities, all your actions are desire ridden, and desire ridden actions produce
More
what?
desire.
More desires. And what's the purpose of life? To eliminate desires, to get rid of our desires. Human being minus desires equals divinity. That's our mission in life. This is what scriptures are telling us. So, whatever you do, you are getting grounded in the world, because all your actions are desire ridden,
Desired.
or you are getting grounded in the path which takes you towards the world. If you go back to the first or point, it's like you're caught up in a quicksand. It's a sad thing, sometimes on this nature documentaries, they show what happens to animals who are caught up in a quicksand. It's a death sentence. There is nothing which can be done. Because the more you struggle, the more you sink deeper. So it doesn't matter what actions you are doing, you're getting deeper and deeper into the world. So therefore he says all your actions, they are vain, because they are desire ridden. And any desire ridden action, you will end up adding more desire. So it's a unprofitable exercise. It's opposed to the very purpose of life. And also the knowledge. Vain knowledge. Mogha jnana. Jnana means knowledge. Mogha jnana. Whatever you are pursuing, all objective knowledge is vain, because you're not going to gain satisfaction, contentment. That doesn't mean you don't pursue knowledge. See, this is where people can misunderstand. Objectively, you can do, you have to. But if you are trying to find contentment, if I master this subject, that subject, there is no end to it. There is no satiation, you get further sucked into the world, you go in a direction which is opposed to the self. It's like in a dream. There is no end to acquiring knowledge in a dream. So the only knowledge which you require in a dream is of what?
Waking up.
The knowledge of the waking state. So similarly, the only knowledge, we all are caught up in this ignorance, in this illusory world. So the only knowledge which will catapult us The fourth plane of consciousness is the knowledge of the scriptures, the knowledge of the self. This is what we are studying. But again, it's subjective pursuit. This knowledge also you may pursue objectively. I have mastered Bhagavad Gita, I have mastered Upanishad, I have mastered Bible, I have read this scripture, I have read that, finished. But if you understand that this knowledge is means to an end, then definitely it will push you out of the ignorance. I mean, therefore, this knowledge is compared to a dream lion. Swapna Sinhavat, that's the word they use. So, what we are studying, this knowledge of Vedanta, is also part of the illusion. Like any other illusory object or being, this knowledge also is part of that illusion. But the only difference is this knowledge can push you to the fourth plane of consciousness, like a dream. What is the difference between the dream lion? Yesterday I was
It
watching
pushes
the
you to the
documentary, about mountain goats and the snow leopards. I mean, it's fascinating in India, like different parts of India they were showing, So imagine this in a dream and you're hanging on precariously, somewhere, you're hiking and you're stuck on a ledge. And that snow leopard jumps on you. In a dream, what will happen? It happens to all of us.
You
The word
wake
is
up.
nightmare. Nightmare could be because of whatever. What will happen?
You wake up.
I jump up and run.
My God. Oh, wow. Thank God it was dream. So that snow leopard or that lion is part of the dream. The difference is it pushes you out of the dream. Similarly, this knowledge also is part of the illusion. The only difference is it has the capacity to destroy this ignorance in which we are completely caught up. But objectively, if you pursue this knowledge, you will get further caught up in this ignorance. And the second part of the verse, they verily are possessed of the delusive nature of Rakshasa and Asura. So when desires are very gross and pronounced, that's what he is talking about, then it brings out demonic qualities in you. Rakshasa, Asura meaning demons. There are actually no demons. I mean, that demonic quality could be there in you and me. All the traces could be there in all of us. So when ignorance is rampant, is complete, your desires are very gross, then you want to succeed at the cost of others. That is the definition of demonic person. What happened to Macbeth? There's nothing wrong in being ambitious in life, isn't it? You have to have whatever ambitions, aspirations in life. But if you want to succeed at the cost of others, then that is where it's called as a demonic quality. Then you will do whatever. Backbiting, manipulation, politics, put people down, gossip about them, and whatnot. Business, you may destroy other people. In office, you may do the same thing. You may do same thing at home, just to fulfill your gross self-centered desires. So that's what happened to Macbeth. That's what happened to Claudius in Hamlet. He killed his own brother, married his own brother's wife, and he usurped the kingdom. Same thing Brutus did. So when desires are too gross and selfish, you want to succeed at the cost of others. That is demonic nature. Ingratitude is a typical quality. We often talk about it. Somebody who has helped you in life, and how can you go against that person? I mean, thought itself is inconceivable. Could be against your parents, could be against your teacher, could be against your own country, community, or whatever. How can you go against your benefactor? That is where it becomes demonic quality, isn't it? You help a family, you help somebody, you will marry a girl or a boy who had nothing, you give him or her everything. From poverty, you pick him up, and he divorces you, she divorces you after 25, 30, 35 years, and claims 50% because that is legal. On top of that, this is my list. The height of ingratitude. I mean, these kind of things we keep hearing all the time, isn't it? See, otherwise we may try to understand where are these demons, where are these Rakshasas? Where are they? Where are these people?
They're amongst us.
You and I could be those people. You see my point? If there are traces of this behavior in us, we are supposed to correct it. That's the beauty. Anybody can be corrected. In chapter 7, we did that few months back. Verse number 16 to 18, he talks about 4 types of worshippers: Artharthi, Arth, Jidnyasu, and Jnani. Artharthi is people who approach religion or a place of worship because they can get something. God, give this to me. God, give that to me. Arth are the people who are emotionally disturbed, therefore they approach religion. Jidnyasu are the people who are information hunters. Oh, I have studied Bhagavad Gita. Next, I want to study Kaivalya Upanishad. I heard you are doing Isavasya Upanishad also. They consume all the books. It's all selfish intellectual pursuit. But the true spiritual person is Jnani. So he is talking about such a person. So the first 3, those who approach religion to get something, or they're emotionally disturbed, or intellectual information hunters, they're out. 99.99% people who approach religion belong to these first 3 category, meaning they are going opposed to the self, they are opposed to God. So only a Jnani is a true seeker. So you must turn introvert and find out what is happening to you. This is what we learn here, isn't it? You must understand these concepts, look within, and find out what is happening and correct yourself. More vain hopes. How can you get into somebody's life and correct that person to find happiness? You get my point? All of you are doing that. I don't see any exception. About what? Where you are doing this?
Make others happy.
Which itself is a futile exercise. You want happiness. It's not that you want to make others happy. You want happiness.
Yeah.
So where are you doing it? Which area of your life you are doing it?
The outside world.
Mm.
But where?
Mhm.
Be more specific.
Children.
Hmm?
Children.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Why is this so difficult? If this happens, I'll be happy. If that happens, I'll be happy. That's the reason you're miserable. It's a question of more or less. The online lecture advantage is I can say anything. In-person lecture, I mean, you will pounce on me. At least some of you will definitely. What nonsense you are talking. Online lecture, I can say anything. You can't reach me. You don't even know my address. But fact is a fact. vain hopes. If that happens, I'll be happy. The day my child settles, that doesn't mean you don't do your obligations. I mean, misunderstand and you won't do anything. You can never be happy, even if you get best of child. You will be miserable. According to you, he or she is not whatever the way you want him to be. But it could be anything. It could be chasing wealth and disturb about that. It could be name, fame, position in your workplace. It's all vain pursuit. Shift your focus to the core of your personality, the truth, the divinity, and then plunge into the world. It doesn't matter what you do after that. You will be the happiest person. But if you don't do that, you may get best of everything. You will be a miserable person. Why? Because all your activities, actions, they are opposed to what?
Lying on the world.
Opposed to God. Who is saying it? Who is saying it? All your activities, whatever you are doing, is unprofitable. It is opposed to God. Who is saying it?
God Himself.
God Himself. Still, we will not change. That's the beauty or tragedy. I don't know what word to use. So, important portion of Bhagavad Gita, verse number 11 and 12. And 13, he, with so much of discussion, he tells us how to function in the world, which we'll do next week. But Mahatmas, meaning wise people, possessed of my divine nature, worship me with unwavering mind, having known me to be the imperishable source of being. So, with so much of discussion, verse number 13 is quite simple to understand. So, he gives a solution in 13. So, let's conclude for today. There is important announcement about our upcoming retreat. It won't take more than few minutes. So, I hand over to Radha.
Well, we will watch a short video about the upcoming retreat. We will be having the upcoming Catskills retreat in September, from September 26th to September 28th this year. We will be taking select verses from the Kaivalya Upanishad. And for this retreat, we will not be sending an email to everybody. So that's why we had to put it up here. And if you have questions or you want to attend the retreat, you can email us at the study class email or the retreat at vedantamidwest.org email, so that we can send you details, information, and the registration link to register for the retreat. The registration link is connected to the New York, New Jersey Center. So you can get it from us by sending us an email if you're interested. If you live in the tri-state outside the New York, New Jersey area and you want to come for the first time to the retreat, the venue is about 2 to 2.5 hours drive from the Newark, New Jersey airport. Usually people tend to land on the Friday morning and they reach there by 9 a.m. and then they can drive to the retreat and be there before 2 p.m. on Friday when the retreat starts. Many people from the outside area of New York have attended the retreat before, and you can call us at any time via email, and then we'll call you back about the logistics and assistance required for you to get to the retreat. We can also coordinate airport pickup and drop off. And also, just in case if the outside travelers are coming in a day before, like Thursday afternoon or evening, we can arrange for stay with local class members from the New Jersey area. So please do think about it. The space is very limited for the retreat. And if you're really interested, do send us a message and we will help you with registering and getting to the retreat. Thanks.
So see you next week. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Amitji.
Thank you, Amitji.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amitji.